when, as I have pointed out before, we had to try and change ourselves as individuals, because there's no use trying to change others if you yourself are unable to change yourself.
Nelson Mandela's African journey. Nelson Mandela fought for freedom throughout his life. Part of his struggle journey involved the collaboration and inspiration he found in continental unity. The struggle was never fought and won solely within the borders of South Africa. There was immense support from other African states, and not just the ones lying across the border. It was Africa that gave refuge to exiled, struggled heroes. It was Africa that provided the inspiration to pursue freedom at all costs. Nelson Mandela was the first black president of South Africa elected after time in prison for his anti-apartheid work. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. What is Nelson Mandela's story? What is 67 Minutes for Nelson Mandela? And how is he a hero? Before we answer these questions, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified as soon as new videos are uploaded. Nelson Mandela, in full Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, by name Madiba, born July 18, 1918 in Mavezo, South Africa, and died December 5, 2013 in Johannesburg. Nelson Mandela was a social rights activist, politician, and philanthropist who became South Africa's first black president from 94 to 99. His negotiations in the early 1990s with South African President F.W. de Klerk helped end the country's apartheid system of racial segregation and ushered in a peaceful transition to majority rule. Mandela and de Klerk were jointly awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1993 for their efforts. After becoming involved in the anti-apartheid movement in his 20s, Mandela joined the African National Congress in 1942. For 20 years, he directed a campaign of peaceful, non-violent defiance against the South African government and its racist policies. Early life and work. Nelson Mandela was a son of Chief Henry Mandela of the Madiba clan of the Xhosa-speaking Tembu people. After his father's death, young Nelson was raised by Yongitaba, the region of the Tembu. Nelson renounced his claim to the chieftainship to become a lawyer. He attended South African Native College, later the University of Fort Hare, and studied law at the University of the Witwatersrand. He later passed the qualification exam to become a lawyer. In 1944, he joined the African National Congress, ANC, a black liberation group, and became a leader of its youth league. That same year, he met and married Evelyn Nkosi. Mandela subsequently held other ANC leadership positions, through which he helped revitalize the organization and oppose the apartheid policies of the ruling National Party. In 1952 in Johannesburg, with fellow NEC leaders Oliver Tambo, Mandela established South Africa's first black law practice, specializing in cases resulting from the post-1948 apartheid legislation. Also that year, Mandela played an important role in launching a campaign of defiance against South Africa's past laws, which required non-whites to carry documents, known as passes, passbooks, or reference books, authorizing their presence in areas that the government deemed restricted. He traveled throughout the country as part of the campaign, trying to build support for non-violent means of protest against the discriminatory laws. In 1955, he was involved in drafting the Freedom Charter, a document calling for non-racial social democracy in South Africa. Education. At the suggestion of one of his father's friends, Mandela was baptized in the Methodist Church. He wanted to become the first in his family to attend school. As was custom in the time, and probably due to the bias of the British educational system in South Africa, Mandela's teacher told him that his new first name would be Nelson. When Mandela was 12 years old, his father died of lung disease, causing his life to change dramatically. He was adopted by Chief Yongitaba Dalinibu, the acting regent of the Tembu people, a gesture done as a favor to Mandela's father, who, years earlier, had recommended Jongibito to be made chief. Mandela subsequently left the carefree life he knew in Kwanu. Fearing that he would never see his village again, he traveled by motorcar to Mekwenzi, the provincial capital of Thembuland, to the chief's royal residence. Though he had not forgotten his beloved village of Kunu, he quickly adapted to the new, more sophisticated surroundings of Mekwani. Mandela was given the same status and responsibilities of the regent's two other children, his son and oldest child, Justice, and daughter, Nomafu. Mandela took classes in a one-room school next to the palace, studying English, Xhosa, history, and geography. It was during this period that Mandela developed an interest in African history. From elder chiefs who came to the Great Palace on official business, he learned how the African people had lived in relative peace until the coming of the white people. According to the elders, the children of South Africa had previously lived as brothers, but white men had shattered his fellowship. While black men shared their land, air, and water with white people took all these things for themselves. Presidency and Peace. Nelson Mandela was elected president and set about trying to bring people of different races together. In 1993, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, the highest honor of its kind for his work. In 1995, South Africa held its first major sports competition, the Rugby World Cup. Mandela gave his support to the South African rugby team, made up mostly of white men, so that it would unite the country. The team, known as the Springboks, went on to lift the trophy. Mandela was world famous, became one of the world's most popular leaders, with politicians and celebrities all wanting to meet him. Even though Nelson Mandela helped to make South Africa a fairer place, the country still has lots of problems today, including poverty, violent crime, and disease. But he's remembered around the world for his message of peace and unity. The 67 Minutes for Nelson Mandela. To mark the second annual Nelson Mandela International Day, the United Nations is encouraging people around the globe to perform 67 minutes of public service. 1 minute for every year of the South African leader's own service to humanity. The call is part of the Take Action, Inspire Change campaign by the Mandela Foundation in recognition of the contributions made by Mr. Mandela as a human rights lawyer, freedom fighter, prisoner of conscience, international peacemaker, and the first democratically elected president of a free South Africa. Together, the best way we can thank Nelson Mandela for his work is by taking action for others and inspiring change. Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said in a message for the day. In November 2009, the UN General Assembly declared 18th of July Mr. Mandela's birthday, Nelson Mandela International Day, in recognition of the former South African president's contribution to the culture of peace and freedom. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and tell us what you want to see next in the comments section down below.